Hello. I don't know which bit I'm actually going to be putting this in, so I'm just saying hello. Right, I'm going to take this opportunity of showing you how to do binding, because this is basically a little quilt. So I'm going to show you how to do the binding. In here I have got loads of 2.5-inch strips or thereabouts, a bit bigger. There are spare that I cut too many for or anything, and I found some more grey and black, so I've just sewn them together diagonally as I've shown you before, and got a dirty great big long strip of them. So now, the reason I've still got pins in, because I've only done a couple of lines of quilting, because I want it to stay nice and puffy for him to lie on. So, we want to leave a nice big end that we can join them together with. So it's basically put on the side, on the bottom, wherever you want. Put a pin in, and I always like to put one at the top end where I aren't going to start sewing, and then take it to the end. Find the place where you want to start sewing. Move these. This is brilliant. I use this as a weight for my material so it doesn't slide off. But I still haven't got my patchwork foot on. Never mind. I'll just guess. Now I'll lock my stitches in. And sew all the way to the corner, about 1/4 of an inch away from the corner, then veer off diagonally. Going to nearly 1/4 of an inch. Leave a needle down, foot up. Pivot your work slightly so it points towards the corner edge. Put your foot back down and then sew off. This actually isn't very good because it's black, but if you see on the back, you can see that I've veered off to the corner. So once you get there, get your strip, do the great big long thing. So it's laying straight, exactly the same as across there. Then take it up, well, bring it back on itself. We'll do it very, very slowly. Bring it back on itself and then take it up so that the raw edge that was next to your quilt is running parallel with the raw edge here, so you can see the frayed raw edge and the raw edge of the quilt, and that will form a nice 45 degree, especially because you've actually gone into the corner. Hold it there with your finger and bring your strip back down so this raw edge now runs level with your quilt. Get a pin, you don't have to pin this, but I'd prefer to because it holds it down, and it's there, and you just sew down and do exactly the same 1/4 inch from this corner, veer off and go to the corner itself. Try and do 1/4 inch seam because that will help you. Stop at the 1/4 inch. Needle, foot up when your needle's down. Turn your work, foot down, and sew right to the edge. And as I told you, leave a very long end at the start of your work because that's where we'll join. So I'll carry on around here, and when I get about here, a good 12 inches away from my start point, that's when I will turn the camera back on and show you how to join your binding. Right, now I've gone all round it and stopped a real long distance away from where I started, and I've got the ends here. Now I'm showing you the way to do it. You sew your binding strip onto the front. This is if you're going to hand sew it down. If you're going to machine sew it, you need to sew it on the back, and I'm used to doing it on the front and then hand sewing it down. I love him, but I'm not going to spend the time doing that. So I'm going to stitch in the ditch from the front. Hopefully that's going to work out. But back to the binding. Right, this is the front where we started, and this is where I've ended. Now there's possibly a bit too much. Yeah, let's get rid of some of it. So it looks like the greys are going to join. Put that in my 2.5 inch strip box. If we lay them out, we can see that they're going to join. Going to have 2 joints, but going to have 2 joints anyway. Right, so we know that this binding is 2.5 inches. So to make the join, as we have done here and here, we need to lie the start one down and the end one down. Now I've got cutting mat under here, so I can measure out 2.5 inches to cut this end one. That's 1, 2.5 will take me to there, but I want it nice and snug. I don't want it flapping around or anything, so I take it to about 2.25 or just over 2.25 and then cut, and that spare that goes in my little basket. Now we've got the 2 ends, so to join them we want them opened out, right sides and right side, and we put the right sides together and then stitch from one corner to the next. Now to make sure that you're doing it in the right way, the right direction, get a couple of pins and pretend that that's where you've sewed. So one there, and one there. So we're pretending that that is where I've just sewed. And if we straighten the quilt out, you will see they start to lie twisted. So that's the wrong way. I'm glad that happened. Shows my method of testing works. Right, so we try it this other way then. See, it's a bit awkward, but it leaves such a nice finish. You can't tell which of these I joined before the binding was put on and which of the binding bits was after it was put on. So let's see if that now works. Pretend stitching line. And if they were folded together, yep. No, it's twisted again. This is why it's so much better to test it all out first. Want that there. Another test. And if that was trimmed down, that's it, it would lie flat. So I know now I'm in the right direction. Oh well, this is why you pin it first. I don't pin normally on much, but on binding bits I do. And it is a bit awkward and fiddly getting it under your foot and where my tail's there. Start there again. It isn't helping me, that pin isn't there. Ow. That's why I don't like using pins, but this time you need to. I'm trying to do this so you can see and so I can get it under the machine. I can't do both. So into the machine, hold your tails, drop your needle, couple of stitches, pin out one of them anyway. That's it, it's now lying flat and head towards the corner. And there it is. See, it's lying flat. Now, just cut that off and get rid of some bulk. I'm going to have to oil this chair, I think. Or get late oil it. 2 bits of scrub for the bin. And then take it back to your machine and sew all the way down from where you finished to where you started. Lock your stitches. You don't want it to come unravelled on you. And then check it's all running right. lock off your stitches, and out she comes. And if you look at your corners, they're a nice 45 degrees. Now, as I say, if you're hand stitching this, you would turn it all over, bits of cotton, turn all over, bring the back down and hand stitch it down. I'm not. So I'm going to try and stitch in the ditch all the way around, which is basically turn it over and then turn it back to the front and stitch in the ditch, and it should catch the back. So that's what I'm going to do now. I've sewn the majority of it on, and remembered last minute I've got these clips which do make it easier. Pins for when you're actually stitching in the ditch like this, because you can pin, you can sort out the back how it needs to go, push it in, turn it round the corner. Basically it's doing the corner in reverse because you've already done it on the front side, and then you can get the clip and hold it there. It's extremely difficult to do that with pins. And even if you manage it, the pin is on the back, so you have to go firking around. So these clips are good for this instance. The only thing is I can't put them in my mouth, which I do pins, which is a bad habit. And I'm nearly back round to where I started. So I'll lock my stitches off. And there it's finished. And you might recognise this, it went on the back of my quilt that I made in January. Now it's caught it all the way around apart from here. For some reason it didn't catch, because when you're stitching it from the front and stitching in the ditch, you are sewing blind, because you can't see if your needle's in the right place. So all I'm doing, no one is going to look too close at a dog bed, especially if he sits on it. So I'm going to re-sew that bit, but other than that it's caught. And so there is this little quilt bed for the trailer tent. Matches what I made for us. Thank you. Bye.